So a couple of days ago, Rockstar finally gave us our first new tease at the upcoming summer DLC. And of course, that's what you're seeing here. Now, unfortunately, these cars in this picture aren't anything new, but the location is kind of important. The location was something that we were all wondering, where is it? And you know, is this the actual location of the new car meets that are coming with this upcoming update? Well, as you can see here from the actual gameplay, this is the location. And it's in the middle of the street. It's in the middle of the industrial district. In this video, we're just going to explore this area, see what's happening, and maybe sort of discuss why is this the area that the car meet is coming. So anyway, what's up everyone? Welcome back to another GTA 5 video. Yeah, this is the location. I tried to sort of recreate the sort of angle. It's kind of hard to though when you're not in like the Rockstar editor. Of course, there'd be cars parked here, and this car I think would be like further in the street, which again kind of makes no sense because it's the middle of the street. And for the sake of just right now, I have the actual traffic turned off. So that's sort of why there is no cars coming, because you can imagine it's a busy street. There'd be cars driving all about. But if I can figure out how to get out of this animation, give me a sec. This is the area. And if you were wondering if you want to come check this out in online or in single player, I'll hit start here. And you can literally see it's over here on the right-hand side on this, again, main street here. Pretty big street here. And this is the building. And the reason we know that, just to go over this one quick time, if we take a look at those, I can't point in single player, but these boarded up windows, as well as these giant windows, as well as actually the lines here on the ground, I'll just quickly go back to the screenshot and you can see all of that stuff. You can see the lines in the ground. You can see the boarded up windows. You can even see the giant glass windows up top. Now, I will say there is that light that is in the picture, in their official picture. Back in single player here, there is no street light like directly in the middle here. So, you know, that's just a little minor thing. It is something Rockstar could definitely add though. So I'm not looking too deep, like it's not 100% accurate, but this is definitely the location of that screenshot. And if we are just assuming that this is going to be one of the areas of the Los Santos car meets, then that is interesting. So let me just fly about here so we get an overview. I mean, I will say it's a decently large area. Like this parking strip here, it's decently large, but I don't think it's large enough for 32 people. I don't, by far. I mean, it is probably good for maybe 16 people. I didn't count out the slots there, but 32 people might be too much for this little area. And one thing, the reason we're sort of at night here is because I do wonder if these car meets maybe only happen at night. Maybe that's the reason why we're on a busy street here. Because maybe at nighttime in this new DLC, the street gets shut down. Much like you would have seen in, like, you know, some of the early Fast and Furious movies. Rockstar loved to take things from those movies, so it'd be kind of a cool thing to sort of to do. Now I will put it back to daytime here, and as you can see, the traffic is back on, and yeah, I mean, it's a pretty busy highway, so that's why I am wondering sort of what the deal is with this area, because the actual car, like that car that we saw in the picture, was literally just like in the middle of the street. And I mean, as you can see, the NPCs would just drive into you. And that is something that for sure is interesting. Now, I will say, maybe this is all just a giant ruse from Rockstar. Maybe that's just the exterior. Maybe those are NPCs we're seeing, even though they do look like actual characters. But maybe the actual car meet doesn't happen outside. And the reason I say that is because, look at this. There's actually a garage door right into this building. And before we even go into that garage door, this building itself is a fairly large building. It has a bunch of windows, so, you know, they could put some lighting, even in some doors on the back there. But the building itself is fairly large, and even if it isn't, like, or if it wasn't, Rockstar could make the interior a lot larger to accommodate 32 players in these car meets. But what is kind of cool, if this was the entrance, there's actually sort of I mean, to an extent, there's a little interior. Now, maybe this is what we saw in that initial screenshot. Maybe this is the area we saw in that initial screenshot. Because if you remember, they had that new car, I'll put it up on the screen here, coming sort of out of, I guess, an underground area. Now, I guess the only things that make this a little bit less viable or even believable is the fact that if we come back into single player here, this isn't really, it's a flat ground, where in that screenshot we saw it was clearly sort of at an angle. And also, of course, the door here is solid, where in the screenshot it was more of like you could see through it. And then when we turn the brightness down of the image that Rockstar gave us, there was sort of nothing in the background, but as you can see, if we were looking at a similar angle, there's this giant industrial thing out here in the background. So maybe that actually means there's going to be more than one of these car meet locations, which would make sense because let's be honest, as kind of an okay area this is we're looking at, I would hope that this would not be the only area because it would be kind of lame just to come to this area. Maybe, you know, if we had one over here on the right hand side, we had one maybe down here at the airport, maybe we had one, I don't know, somewhere up here in, you know, the Rockford Hills. Maybe we had one all the way up here in Paleto Bay. We had one in Sandy Shores, right? Just, you know, there'd be cool different locations, or it'd be cool to have different locations for these car meets and not just have just one static one. And I think that's probably what's going to end up happening. But then you sort of wonders, like, if this is an area that Rockstar are showcasing, does that mean we have to purchase it? Like, is this going to be a new property? And if that's the case, how much are these things going to cost? You know, that's another question, of course, we all have to ask ourselves. And how would that even work? Like, how would having a property for the car meets even work? Does it just give you access to them? Maybe, that's another thing. Maybe you have to host them. Maybe it's like the person who owns the actual car meet location can host them. You have to invite people through the interaction menu. There's a bunch of interesting questions here. And hopefully, again, Rockstar give us some information in the upcoming week. I mean, Rockstar did say they're going to be putting out a new newswire and to look out for it. But I don't know. I thought it'd be cool to just check out the location that they have teased now that we know it. And I guess get your guys' thoughts on it. Because as you can see, yeah, we're literally just in the industrial part of the map on a pretty main road. And the actual exterior isn't that big for more than maybe 16 or so cars. And then I guess actually the final thing I do want to mention, if this all takes place outside, how in the hell is that going to work? I'm sure people have already been thinking about this. We're just out in the open. Someone with an Oppressor Mark II could easily come in and blow everyone up. Someone with an orbital strike could easily blow everyone up. You know, a tank come in, right? So how is this all going to work if it's outside? I think that's why we were thinking it would just make more sense to be on the interior, because then people can't blow you up, right? They can't do any of that stuff. But Rockstar, sure enough, showed everything outside. So it's just more questions that we are posing. And actually just coming inside of this building. I mean, it's a relatively large building. You could probably fit 32 people in here if you wanted to. Maybe they could switch the interior up so maybe it's not as narrow down here. But yeah, anyway, just I thought it'd be cool to take a look at this actual area. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. And once we do find out more information, once that newswire does come out, I will, of course, let you guys know. So hit that subscribe button if you are new around here. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Please drop the video a like if you did enjoy, subscribe for more GTA content. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.